Hey, what is going on, you guys? Jordan over here at the Movie Den. I hope you all are doing well. Guys, today's video is a special one. This title we're going to be talking about today, the second that this got announced, I was excited for. We are talking about the newest release from Celluloid Dreams, A Hyena in the Safe. It's a stylish, clever, Giallo whodunit type of film. But before we dive into this release, this was sent over to me by Celluloid Dreams. So I want to give a huge shout out for them for sending this out for me to check out. And I gotta say, I love it. I'll make sure to put a link down below where you can pick this up over at Celluloid Dreams website. And I would suggest you guys picking it up from their website because you do get some extra goodies and stuff that you're not going to get anywhere else. But we'll talk about that here in just a bit. So, A Hyena in the Safe. This is a 1968 film directed by Cesar Canavari. And I think the setup for this film is really, really fun. You've got 6 robbers that all meet together at this elaborate mansion, where collectively their old boss has hid this safe somewhere in there filled with diamonds. And the only way to open this safe is with 5 separate keys. Now, 4 of the keys are with each of these robbers, but the 5th and final key now belongs to their boss's widow. So after they all convene at this mansion, they go to the safe, and turns out one of the robbers doesn't have the key. He swore he has it, and now it's missing. And from there, it just kind of unravels. People start blaming each other. Some of the characters end up dead, and you find out some of them are killing each other. And it just becomes this big mess full of greed that pushes everyone to the edge. But I think the ending of this film is really clever. How they ended it, where it's kind of the cycle just continues of greed and double crossing each other. Another great scene in this film. It is near the end. I'm not going to give too much away about that ending scene, what you find out, but I'm more or less talking about visually what I think is incredible about the last moments of this film. One of the characters pretty much finds out some information about what's been going on, and they descend into madness. You start to see them slowly lose it, and they do this really cool shot where they track this character, and this character is just spinning, starts to hallucinate a little bit, have crazy vivid visions. And the way it's shot, it's like sped up a little bit. And it's such a unique way and a perfect way, I think, to describe what this character is going through. I think it's awesome. You know, it's funny. Just the other day, I was watching the film Clue, and that film and this film have a lot of similarities in the whole whodunit, questioning each other, ulterior motives, and stuff like that. Even though Clue is a straight up comedy film, in this film, there is some comedic elements about it that I was cracking up throughout the movie. One thing that I thought was interesting about this film is that each of the characters, each of the robbers, are a different nationality and they speak in their own language. Now, yes, that is kind of common practice for Italian films back in the day, but usually it's just Italian and American, and honestly, most of the time the Italian actors spoke English and was dubbed over English, but also dubbed Italian as well, and usually just those two. But with this one, there's a lot of other nationalities, and they speak in their own language, and they're dubbed in their own language, and of course, you gotta read the subtitles because there is no English dub in this, which is completely fine. It's super easy to watch. I have no problem with it. I don't think you will either. Now, let's talk about this release right here. Look, I'm going to say it. Celluloid Dreams is 3 out of 3. With The Case of the Bloody Iris, Short Night of Glass Dolls, and now A Hyena in a Safe, they have been firing on all cylinders and they have not missed yet. Even though this release is not as big as, let's say, Short Night of Glass Dolls of a release, this thing is still stacked. Which, by the way, I did review Short Night of Glass Dolls on this channel from Celluloid Dreams. I actually compared Celluloid Dreams to 88 Films. Make sure to go check that video out. It was a lot of fun. But anyways, the features in here are great. So in here, you are getting an audio commentary by film critic Guido Henkel. You're also getting a featurette, which is like an hour long, called 7 Guests for a Massacre. They interview Cesar Canavari, which I think his interview in this featurette is the standout interview. He really breaks down kind of his thought process on the film, where he came up with his idea. And he talks about how this film was actually, he just grabbed actors, even some weren't actors. One of the characters was one of his lawyers, but a lot of these people had no experience in the business before and after. Of course, some went on to do other things in the film industry, but some of them didn't. And, you know, knowing that these actors were still great, and I think that just speaks to how well of a director he is and how he was able to pull out the characters in each one of these actors to showcase very well in the film. But in this interview, what I thought was so fascinating is he talks about how he studied a lot of different focal lengths, right? Working with different lenses. And he used that in this film. Different characters had different archetypes. One of the characters, he talked about how he filmed it, what he called in the very American style with one of the characters. The other character that he filmed, the actor himself was a very rigid, very stoic type of guy in general, and that really showed in his character, in his acting. And Caesar took advantage of that, and he chose to film him in that way, a very straight shot, not a lot of crazy shots with him, and he played to his advantage with that. And I think that for a director, that's incredible. He almost is acting like a DP in a way. But in this featurette, you're going to interview with, these are going to be hard to pronounce for me, Sandro Pizzacchero, who portrays Alex in the film, Nini della Misericordia, I'm sorry, I know I'm butchering these, Adriana Morlacchi, and Diego Passati. So you're getting interviews in this hour-long featurette with all of them. You're getting Schrodinger's Diamonds, which is about a 35-minute-ish visual essay by, by Andy Marshall Roberts. And that's a really, really great visual essay because he really breaks down the film really, really well. He breaks down each character's, the type of character are, their motives, and each one very, very in-depth. So I highly recommend you guys checking that out. I thought that was great. You're also getting The Mysteries of Via Toplitz, which is another featurette, and the theatrical trailer and image gallery as well. Another thing I wanted to talk about too is the soundtrack for this film. That opening music, man, it feels 70s through and through, and is such a, I don't know, it just kind of puts a smile on your face. The composer of this is incredible. I love the music of this film. So as you guys can see, there's plenty of extras and special features in this release. I'm telling you, that's why I love Celluloid Dreams. Now, let's talk about visuals here. Now, this is just a Blu-ray release. It's not a 4K like their other two releases were, but that doesn't mean this doesn't look incredible. It says this release's transfer was provided by Variety Distribution and RTI SRL Rome. It was scanned in 2021 at Cinelab Services Rome from the film's original camera negative. The mono Italian audio track was taken from optical sound negatives. All restorations and color grading was performed at Cinelab Services in Rome. So that company who did this restoration, man, it looks really, really, really good. I have no complaints there. And as far as the audio is concerned, you are just getting a mono track. And look, I think it sounds solid. Now, earlier I had talked about how I would recommend you guys picking this up directly from Celluloid Dreams, because if you pick it up from other retailers, you are just going to get it like this right here, which I haven't shown you yet. But if you are going to pick it up from other retailers, you are going to get just this case, which I think this is great. I love this artwork right here. There is the back with all of the special features and stuff like that. And then on the inside, I was reading from this a second ago, but you are getting about the restoration. And then on the back of this, it talks about two of their prior releases and their release that is coming hopefully really soon, The Black Belly of the Tarantula. I cannot wait for that. And then there's some reversible artwork, and it is just the same thing, but with the Italian title of this film. And then, guys, there is the disc artwork for you. Like I said, if you order through other retailers, that is all you were getting. But if you go directly from Celluloid Dreams, you're getting a slipcover with this. And it's a really awesome slipcover at that. I'll show you right here. There you go. So there is all of the robbers in the film. There is the Italian title. And then if we flip it over on the reverse, there it is, A Hyena in the Safe. And same on the spines, A Hyena in the Safe, and the Italian title. But also, if you order directly through Celluloid Dreams, you're of course going to get their, what they're known for, their signature oversized art cards right here. So let's go ahead and go through each of these. There's nothing on the back, just on the front. And I really do like the way they present their art cards over there. So there is that one right there. Just some more of the characters from the film, different shots. There you are. There's that. And that guy on the right, I really enjoy his character in this film quite a bit. There you go. And guys, not only are these oversized, which is really cool, but they're really, really well made. Nice thick cardstock art cards. There you go. And the last one we're getting with this right there. So guys, those are all the oversized art cards you were getting. How many was there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 oversized art cards. Only if you order directly from Celluloid Dreams, as well as a slipcover, only if you order directly from them. So guys, what are my final thoughts on this film? Look, I had such a fun time with this film. Yes, it's a Giallo film, which by nature are very stylistic and not always the, how do I say it? I don't want to say that they're not fun, but it's not something that you could just watch and you're happy and it seems like, and you can have a really good time watching it, I guess is the best way to put it, but I don't know. But anyways, this one was just a lot of fun. I enjoyed this one a lot. I had a good time watching it, and I love the whodunit aspect of it. It keeps you guessing throughout the film. I love those types of movies, and it pretty much takes place in one central location, which I think is really cool, and it gives the director a unique challenge on ways to shoot it, and he passed with flying colors. Did an incredible job. So would I recommend you guys picking this up? Of course. I think, especially if you're into Italian films, this is a must-have in your collection. And it's so cool that Celluloid Dreams is bringing this out. This was considered kind of a lost Giallo for a long time. And they're doing the Lord's work over there, bringing these lost Italian films to modern day collectors. And I think that's great. So definitely support the guys over at Celluloid Dreams. I can't recommend this enough. A Hyena in the Safe. And guys, that is my review of the new release from Celluloid Dreams, A Hyena in the Safe. Again, I want to give a huge shout out to Celluloid Dreams for sending this out for review. I really do appreciate it, guys. Links will be down below where you can pick this up over at Celluloid Dreams website. And guys, let me know down below, have you guys seen this film? Are you planning on checking this film out? I really, really think you guys should. But anyways, guys, that's going to be the end of the video. I hope you all enjoyed it. And of course, you all take care.